Hey sports fans, welcome to Region Bass Buzz AM 1230 WJOB. We are still backstage and I am here with the host of the world's most awesome fishing show.
Yes, it's close. You almost got it. It's a modestly titled show.
World's most awesome, excellent fishing show?
Pretty much. It's close enough. Zona's awesome fishing. My children named it.
Did they?
They actually did. When they said it, I was like, sweet, that's perfect.
Nice. The world's most maniacal fishing show.
Pretty much.
There we go. And of course, commentator on the Bassmasters television,
right.
Mark Zona.
Right.
A region rat on your own, right? Mark?
Yes, I actually.
I mean, you grew up in this area.
I grew up, Pat. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I went to Homewood Flossmoor High School.
You grew up in Homewood.
Yeah.
I'm a Lansing boy, Mark.
There you go.
Yeah.
My wife's from Elmhurst, but the day I graduated high school, I moved to this side of the lake, and I moved just south of Kalamazoo, right outside of. We just got done with the Bassmaster Classic, and to see a buddy win, to see Van Dam win that tournament, and then come up here, and I'm not saying this, to hang out with Mena all weekend. Pete's like my older brother.
He's not like the drunken cousin at the wedding.
No. I try to get him that way. It doesn't work out. No, I think that's me at times. But to for the last week to be with all your buddies, and Pete. He goes one direction through the year, and I tend to go another direction. We haven't hung out a lot, but to get around the lakes that I grew up on and hang out with Pete. By the way, I heard you make the comment about Pete's here, but you're not doing too bad yourself. Stay golden. The thing about this area to me is the fishermen that are around here, the Greg Manguses, the Chip Harrisons. I was fortunate enough to fish tournaments with them for a decade, and if you can't learn from those guys on those lakes. They're the best. And then, I started to fade up into Michigan and fish lakes like Gull Lake, Gun Lake, and
Gun pretty good still?
Gun's a great lake, but I always go back home, man. Klinger Lake is where I grew up, and I like that.
And there's brownfish and greenfish.
Yeah, man, smallmouth and largemouth, but there's no sea. I'd rather chase smallmouth.
I know you like
That's
those
all
fish.
I want to catch. In fact, my producer now has a rule I'm only allowed to do 4 smallmouth shows a year because I asked if I could do 10 out of 12.
It would be total domination.
That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. So, but we have a few more shows to tape this year. But the nice thing is, as soon as the Bassmaster winds down a little bit in June, I'm going to make it a point to tape some shows around home this year.
There you go.
With my kids. So that's what I'm looking for.
Maybe in Indiana.
Maybe in Indiana.
Maybe the region rats can get a chance to see Zona in Indiana.
Caught them.
Along with Pete on Webster.
It was one of the most incredible days. The nice thing was we taped it in the middle of a brutal snowstorm. Horrible planning, horrible idea, but we caught them cranking, and we caught a lot of good fish flipping, a lot of good fish. So. And
they're just slaunches in there, aren't they?
Did you just use slaunches?
Slaunches.
Took the term right out of my mouth. We caught some fence pandas, no doubt in my mind.
Fence.
What's the difference between a fence panda and a bush panda?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Exactly. It's
whatever.
It's whatever pours out of your mouth.
But
that was one of the funnest shows I did. And the other side of it was I fished with Jonathan Van Dam, Kevin's nephew.
Ah, yes.
And he was, I've taken Kevin on so many different shows. I've taken him to Key West, and we've done it in really exotic places. When I called Jonathan, I said, "Man, I really want to tape a show with you." And he's like, "Florida, Texas, let's do it." I'm like, "No, Central Illinois, snowstorm."
What? What are you talking about?
But it all worked out, and it'll be it was one of those shows. I've already looked at the footage. It's one of those shows that's hard to forget. It was really interesting.
It's always amazing for people to see when you're catching fish in a snowstorm, too.
Exactly. And by God, it punched us in the face. It did. It was a typical Midwestern snowstorm.
Boy, we know it, too, right? You got it pretty bad, too, right, Pete? Some snow this year?
Lots of snow this year.
Boy.
We love it up north.
I know you
Just love it.
I don't do... Pete knows. Since I cover the Bassmaster, my blood is a little thinner. I'm starting to become kind of... I don't want to say a wuss, but I'm not far off. So.
Ask you a question here. This is going to be the only Kevin Van Dam question you're going to get from me.
I've got a few of those this weekend.
Okay.
Imagine
the only
that.
one you're going to get from me.
Yeah.
Who would win in a Polish sausage and sauerkraut eating contest, Ditka or Van Dam?
Is it a full-size Ditka?
Yes. Vintage Ditka.
Fair.
You got it.
There. Go
Monster of the Midway. One more. Better song to get pumped up for a tournament, Blitzkrieg by Metallica or Livewire by Motley Crue?
You're killing me. I'm going to actually go Shine Down, Sound of Madness. See, I took a right-hand turn.
Yeah,
he
ooh.
did.
I took a right-hand
Boy, you
turn.
threw
I'm
me
not
for
going to
a
lie.
loop.
I'm kind of big on Shine Down lately.
Okay.
They're very aggressive. I'm big on Shine Down lately.
All right.
But I mean, come on. Old school Motley Crue. That's phenomenal.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
Z, you are the Livewire. Don't go changing. Thank you very much
Thanks,
for being
bro.
on
Thanks
the
for
Region
having me.
Basketball.